Oh my goodness, you are in for such a treat with this video because today we are in Madagascar. Yes, we are going to talk about why Madagascar and the islands around it could be your next solution if you are an expat that wants to leave America. Because listen, we all know this stuff is crazy between US and French relations, US and Canadian, US and China, US and Norway, US and Greenland, US and US, since the ICE agents are literally in Minneapolis along with the National Guard. Look, I know you don't have time for any of that. I know that you're like, hey, for every problem, there's a solution. And today we are talking about only solutions. Stay tuned. Now, Madagascar is humming in the background for those expats who are restless, digital nomads, retirees, people who have some investment ready to travel abroad and to live in Madagascar or in the Mascarene Islands. And so this is greatly beneficial to you because Madagascar is one of those tropical places, especially Nosy B, that's quite protected from everything else that's happening around the world. Now, they did have a protest last year in about October, but if you know anything about Nosy B, where all the expats and travelers typically go to, which is another separate island that's a part of Madagascar, it's quite a far way away from the capital, but Nosy B is where a lot of expats are flocking to of all different nations. And you may say, why is that? Obviously, it's because everybody can feel the times are coming. You know the dollar is declining. Gold is hitting all-time highs at 4,700. Shout out to gold. All praises to the Most High for that, because holding gold has been wonderful. But listen, I know you don't want to stay in the States anymore. I know you're like, get me out of here, whether you're in Ohio, Texas, North Carolina, Florida, wherever you are just ready to go. And this is one of those tropical paradises that you may be able to set up your entire legacy in. Now, if you didn't know, Madagascar sits in a rare area of diplomacy in the Indian Ocean, surrounded by countries like Comoros, Seychelles, Tanzania, Zanzibar, Mauritius, La Réunion, Mayotte, and a plethora of other islands in the region, which makes it really easy for you to get to South Africa or Dubai or to Asia or to anywhere else that you could want to travel. So it gives you that regional access and stability. On top of that, Madagascar is a quite arid island. It's actually the fourth largest island in the world. And it is a heavily agriculture-based society, which means you will not be running out of food anytime soon in World War III. Now, something I really love about Madagascar is the fact that they keep everything insanely human and pretty simple for you to get into the system and stay long term. For example, you could start with a transformable long stay visa if you wanted to go there, then switch to an investor business residence permit for your small business, or a tourist adjacent activity, which is going to be becoming more and more popular in World War III, especially among those of us who are already in the global south, the Chinese, the Koreans, the South Africans, the Kenyans, the Tanzanians. Everybody that has resources is holding gold, is holding silver, is holding the BRICS gold currency, but still wants to vacation. They don't want to go to Europe. They're not going to go to Europe anymore. They're going to be going to the hotspot islands that are off the coast of East Africa. Now, you can also have the retiree or independent means visa for Madagascar. Now, obviously, they're going to require proof of income, maybe your savings, your local address, background checks that are done by the FBI. So that's something that we cover in the Mature Adult Intensive. You want to do that now if you are exiting America, especially if you're going to a nation as a retiree. Typically, a retiree permit is going to require a background check. Not all permits require a background check, but the retiree ones typically do. And oh my goodness, as I was talking, I totally forgot to tell you, so many of you have been talking about the state of the diaspora. The 17th edition that sold out within a couple of days, but guess what? I was sitting at my computer and I was thinking, man, if there was only a way to get this information and access to more people, because our clients loved it so much. Some of them were in Egypt while watching it, some in America, some in other places. And in our State of the Diaspora group, one of our clients actually just got back from Korea and is sharing their experience in Korea as well. And so we are truly an international State of the Diaspora urgent expat group for those of you who are like, I need an urgent exodus because these times call for urgent, expedient measures. And so if you were eyeballing the State of the Diaspora, but you were too late and you were like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm late. I missed the live. I didn't sign up on time. I will give you replay access. Check the link in the description. $112 gets you your replay access, and you get automatic access to the curriculum that we created. You know, we updated it for 2026, and Madagascar is on the list. Kenya is on the list. Mauritius, Seychelles, Rwanda. We took Ghana off the list for reasons that we talked about in the State of Diaspora recording. And so this is your moment to go ahead, get in the group, access the recording. Literally in the next 35 minutes, you could be listening to the 2-hour and 30-minute session, going through your workbook with the confidence plan that leads to your longevity across the world. I'll see you there. So for that independent means retirement visa that I was just discussing with you, you obviously want to have a valid passport. You want to just get your passport renewed. Make sure it has the longest length of time on it. If you are already a traveler, already in different places, you may want to go to your nearest embassy and renew it. It's quite a simple process if there's an embassy in the nation that you are residing in, such as a nation like Madagascar. But then you also want to make sure that you have your police clearance, proof of income. Local assistance is strongly recommended for Madagascar. And you know, it's not always like that with every single country, but Madagascar is definitely like that. So you want to check out those requirements. They actually have the Madagascar Economic Development Bank, which should be your best friend if you are looking into Madagascar, okay? And let's just be real here for a second. This isn't lifestyle tourism content. This is about options, longevity, because headlines start whispering about America crashing, the dollar falling, gold being at an all-time high. You and I both know deep down inside, America does not have your best interests. In fact, it can't even have its own best interests at heart, let alone yours. And so this is the time when expats, families, retirees are planning quietly, strategically. They're not making a huge announcement. They're just doing it, making the moves and arriving to new territories to inherit the blessings that the Most High is giving them. The cool thing about Madagascar is it doesn't posture, it doesn't provoke, it isn't loud, it doesn't chase announcements and people. It just sits there and waits. It's the 4th largest island in the world, and quite frankly, it's positioned to become a regional superpower just off of food security alone. And I want to express that it doesn't matter if you're a first-time expat or a fourth-time expat. It doesn't matter if you're in America, Belize, Brazil, the Philippines, Thailand, anywhere on earth right now, and you're watching this video and you've been already thinking about Madagascar and sub-Saharan Africa and the islands of Africa. This is for you. Hit the like button. You don't have to be ashamed that one country didn't work out. In fact, in the last days, people are going to be roaming in various regions. But this happens to be one of the most safest, stable regions in the world, especially when we talk about water and food. You want to have proximity to places that have that abundance so that you can eat and be satisfied, so that you can grow herbs in your garden, so you can plant tomatoes, so that you can do whatever needs to be done and not have to worry about tomorrow, and have a 60 to 70% lower cost of living, because we don't exit the West to pay even more. We exit so that we can save our resources, invest in gold, and build for the next generation. Now I'm gonna go inside and go cook some tacos before the next news headline hits. Allegedly, President Donald Trump and the military of the US are going into Greenland right now as we speak. You know, some are calling it the actual invasion. Some are saying it was just scheduled already, and so they're not going to be doing much. Whatever it is, it's time to go. I'll see you next time. Shalom, shalom.